Hey everyone, welcome to the Everyday Human Podcast. My name is Easton Taverna. Each day I'll share a reflection written by me and inspired by literature, poetry, music, movies, video games, and more. And after that, I'll share a prompt for you to write your own reflection. Together, we'll explore what it means to be human. Every month, we'll walk a new path, taking a look at life, death, the universe, and everything in between. Thanks for coming along. I'm glad you're here. For more, visit eastontaverna.com or join me on Instagram at _everydayhuman. Good morning. It is June 29th. Well, it's morning by me. It's 6:46 a.m. Today's reflection is titled Lemon Boys in June, and this was inspired by a quote from a Mary Oliver poem. And that poem is called Evidence. This is our third Mary Oliver-inspired reflection. One of my absolute favorite poets. She's wonderful. The quote I'm reading is only 2 lines from a much longer poem. So when you're done listening and you have a free moment today, look up the poem Evidence by Mary Oliver and read the whole thing. All right, and those 2 short lines go like this. And consider, always, every day, the determination of the grass to grow despite the unending obstacles. And here's my reflection. Earlier today, I stepped out to pick a few tomatoes. We put 4 shallow garden boxes near the pool, inside along the fence. Lemon Boy, 2 small to medium, bright yellow fruits, the first of the summer. We'll slice them up with some fresh baked sourdough. Kim has fallen in love with the craft, and some onion, butter, and mayo, a bit of salt and pepper, and that right there is the taste of summer. This morning, in my daily reading of Mary Oliver's devotions, please do yourself a favor and read this book if you haven't. The poem of the day was Evidence, an absolutely beautiful and thought-provoking poem. One that spans 3 pages, but also one that you could easily spend 3 weeks musing on. And these lines quoted in today's reflection are the final lines of section 2 of the poem. Funny how it works out. After I picked the lemon boys, I noticed the creeping vines of Bermuda grass snaking in around the bases of the tomato, basil, and marigold plants there. I'd laid down a few good layers of cardboard, too, before filling the garden beds with soil. But those damn, stubborn, invasive vines found a way to either creep through the layers or over the tops of the beds and sink their roots in deep. What started as a quick visit to the garden turned into half an hour of weeding. But as I pulled up the grass and tossed it aside, Oliver's words echoed in my mind, and I had no choice but to stop and consider the determination of this grass, and the grass in the cracks in the driveway, or growing through the sidewalks in town. I can't say if the grass knows of the harsh conditions it must push through in order to find life, or the bravery it takes to grow where it desires, even in the face of those who would cut it back. Me, I guess, thanks to the damn HOA, but I have a feeling that even if it did know, it would push on anyway, right past those unending obstacles. And for me, and maybe for you, that's something to consider. And maybe it's even something worthy to remember. Now, time for that tomato sandwich. There ends today's reflection. So, funny looking back at this. I guess I got my first ripe tomatoes June 29th. I just picked the first one of this summer maybe 2 days ago. So right about on time. This time it was Cherokee Purple, a small one. That was the first to blush and ripen. But we have a lot more on the way. And in that spot where I was writing about last year, those garden beds by the pool, I only planted a couple of, I have these heirloom pear tomatoes that grow back on their own every year. I bought it once, and they they're indeterminate, so they just will grow wild if you let them. And I have let them grow wild in the past, and by the end of the summer, there's just too many to use, or they just start falling off the vine quicker than you can use them. And they just grow back like weeds every single year. So I have like an infinite number of these. So I just moved a couple there. But around them, I'm trying something different this year in that patch. I'm doing like sort of a polyculture. So I grabbed handfuls of seed, pretty much whatever I had stored. Carrots, radishes, some beets, some dill, nasturtium, and a whole bunch of wildflowers. And I just threw it all around the tomatoes. And it's growing wonderfully now. We've already had so many radishes from there. A bunch of arugula, too, has popped up. And it's so good when it's those young leaves. And partly this is not just about my garden, partly was to try and keep the Bermuda from growing up from the lawn into the boxes, but it still manages to. It is the most stubborn and obstinate grass, and I have to consider its determination to get past the unending obstacles. All right, it's time for your reflection question. Ask yourself the following. Where in my life do I need to channel the stubborn bravery of the grass to push through obstacles? What will I do today to be more like the grass? So write your thoughts down in your journal, on a napkin, or just think about while you're maybe looking at the grass outside. That's it for today, June 29th. I'll be back tomorrow, June 30th, with another reflection. Have a good one. Take care.